What's up? Welcome back into the Ellison Broadcast Center. I'm Megan Triplett. All week, we have had our IWLCA All-American Special revealing the long list of players that have been named to the All-American teams in all three divisions. And today, we are here to finally reveal the 4 student athletes from each division who have been selected as positional players of the year. And we'll tell you which one of those honorees was awarded Player of the Year for each division. So let's get the party started. We start in the Division 1. For Goalkeeper of the Year, that honor goes to the one and only Megan Taylor out of Maryland. The Tewaaraton winner and 2-time All-American had one of the best seasons ever for a goalie in 2019, leading Maryland to that 2019 National Championship. The senior finished the season with a 55 save percentage, which was the best mark of any Power 5 goalie in the country. The Big Ten Goalie of the Year was named the NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player after posting 24 saves to only 23 goals allowed in the Final Four. Now for our Attacker of the Year. That goes to the one and only Sam Apuzzo from BC. The senior is one of Boston College's most decorated and dominant athletes of all time. The senior put up another program high 94 goals, topping her previous record of 88. She set atop the nation consistently in points, goals, draws through her finale, earning ACC and the ECAC Attacker of the Year. The NCAA All-Tournament selection was also named to the Tewaaraton finalist list for the second consecutive year. Up next is our Midfielder of the Year. And how about we just stay with Boston College? The honor goes to Apuzzo's teammate, Dempsey Arsenal. The senior was a dominant presence on either end of the field, starting in every single contest of her career. Dempsey totaled 92 points on the season through 65 goals and 27 assists, which was third best on the team. The ACC Midfielder of the Year also contributed 100 draw wins, 44 ground balls, and 23 caused turnovers. Dempsey also joined her teammate Apuzzo as a top 5 finalist for the Tewaaraton this year. And now we have to go back to the Big Ten for our Defender of the Year and back to that championship winning team for the Maryland Terps. Julia Bragg has been named the IWLCA Defender of the Year. The senior and 2-time captain led Maryland's defense to only allowing 8.09 goals per game. Bragg was a player that always defended the opponent's top player. The captain led the Terps with 27 caused turnovers and tallied 30 ground balls. And for the second year in a row, Bragg was named Big Ten Defender of the Year. So now that you know all the players of the year for each position, one of those talented players was named the overall Player of the Year. So who do you think the committee selected? Suspense killing you yet? Okay, I'll just get right to it. Congratulations to Megan Taylor. The goalie has racked up the awards and honors this season after her impressive senior year. She was named the IWLCA Defensive Player of the Week 3 different times. She was a Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week 6 weeks in a row, which was a conference record. And not only that, but I think you already know this, but I'll just say it again. Taylor was also only the second goalkeeper to ever be named a Tewaaraton finalist and the first one to claim the Tewaaraton Award as the nation's outstanding college lacrosse player. And now we have a Division I Player of the Year. Megan joins another Megan Taylor. I was never named Division I Player of the Year, nothing Player of the Year. So a big congratulations to you. First, just tell me what it was like, the emotions that went through your brain after you found out that you're Division I Player of the Year.
Yeah, I was really shocked. I didn't see that one coming, and I was just excited because I think it means so much to the Terps. As I said all year, I think any accolade I get or award, it just contributes to the Maryland defense, Maryland program, and everything that Maryland's about.
And when you look at your long list of accolades, you've had an amazing 2-week whole experience. You won the national championship, you're a Tewaaraton winner, and now you add on the Division I Player of the Year. What does this just say about your whole entire year and what this whole year meant to you?
It means so much. I mean, it was my senior year, so I just wanted to go out there and have fun and enjoy every moment. Honestly, I didn't really care too much about the individual awards. I was mainly focused on the team and just hoping to pull out the wins for every game. And to go out and to be able to say I'm a national championship with the team we just had, I mean, it's something I'll never forget. So I'm just really excited. And the accolades, like I said, it's just all contribute to Maryland. I wouldn't be talking to you without them. I wouldn't be on any list without them. So I'm just so blessed that I went there.
I know you're very humble, but I have to ask you, something got over you this year. You're absolutely unbelievable. What was the key for you this season?
Just to enjoy every moment. I mean, they're gonna score, they're gonna shoot, and they're gonna score. I mean, no team is not gonna do that. So just to reset every time and enjoy the moment and enjoy wearing the Terps jersey that last year.
You know, a lot of talk has been about the goalie position, where a lot of times we don't see a goalie get these type of accolades. So if you had any advice for any goalies out there who wish to become someone just like you one day, what would that be?
To definitely just enjoy it and don't get frazzled if a goal goes in. And it's a tough position, but overall, I mean, at the end of the game, no matter win or lose, your team's going to come behind you and tell you did a great job, and just enjoy it and enjoy the hugs and the helmet slaps and whatnot.
And talking about a team, I know I was there right with you when you were holding up that championship trophy, and you said so much about how important this team meant, and you could tell how close you all were. What do you have to say about how special and this team meant to you this season?
Yeah, I think every year at Maryland, you get a different group of people, and it's always special. But this one was just unbelievable to be a senior in my senior class alone. Like, wouldn't want to go through this journey with any other class. And overall, I was just so excited. And we shared so many tailgates together. Like after the games, we all like stuffed our faces, or before games, we were dancing. I don't know. It's just like really special group, and those memories I'll always have.
And I know we're still talking about your college season, but you've graduated. Now you're a former Maryland Terp. Has it hit you just yet?
A little bit. I hope not. I hope it hasn't hit me too hard. I definitely am excited to be an alum and to be able to cheer on the Terps next year. I already said I'm going to be there no matter what, when they're there or if they're there, but when they're there, I have faith in them. And I'm just really, really excited to be able to cheer loud like our alums did for us.
Well, Megan Taylor, we have to tell you congratulations once again on having such a successful season. We can't wait to see what the future holds.
Thank you.
And that was my conversation with Megan earlier this week. And just to remind you once again on why she won Player of the Year, check out what she did this year. She won the Tewaaraton. She won the Big Ten Goaltender of the Year. She's won that 4 times. So from freshman to senior year, she's always gotten that award. And she was the NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player this year. And her record for overall over the 4 seasons playing with Maryland, 84-4. That is impressive. Now let's bring in analyst Liz Robertshaw and get her reaction to hearing Megan Taylor being named Player of the Year.
You know, I wasn't. I feel like all the buzz around National Championship weekend and into the Tewaaraton weekend and everything going on there, there was just a sense it was going to be Megan Taylor. I've said to many people, if Sam Apuzzo had gotten that honor, I would not have been surprised. She's absolutely deserving with how she played this year and how she led BC to a 3rd consecutive National Championship game. But Megan Taylor had a Cinderella season, and it started in her freshman year. I mean, she's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year for the Big Ten. That's amazing. And it's a situation that she has worked so hard to become a 55% goaltender, right there in the save percentage, 2-time captain, 2-time All-American. She has done it all. She is the reason that team won the national championship game. Take nothing away from those offensive players. You didn't have Griffin, Steele, Giles. Obviously, it would have been more challenging, but I think if you asked any Terp, they're going to say it was Megan Taylor all the way. Just her lightness, her character, the way she played. She comes up with point blank stops and was a key reason that team did so well this year. I think you ask any coach right there, that's a player you don't want to face in cage because she can make big time saves, and she showed it this year. So was I surprised? No. Am I excited for her? Yes. The goaltender was named the 4-time winner, Player of the Year in Division I amongst all of these amazing names. I think that's what was so cool about this, is that a goaltender, which usually gets overshadowed because everyone says, she's got defense in front of her, but at the end of the day, she's got to make the saves. Mm-hmm. She never out of that cage. It was Megan Taylor's cage all season long. she wasn't hiding. She couldn't hide in any moments. And she just did such an outstanding job. So I think the kid earned it. She deserved it. I feel like every Division I player loves it. I watched the Tewaaraton ceremony. And so I know that every player up on that stage, while they may have been a little disappointed their name wasn't called, they were very excited for Megan Taylor and they knew she deserved it. So I think it's a great call from the Division I committee to also echo that from the Tewaaraton.
Liz, thank you so much. All of our first team All-Americans, congratulations, and a big congratulations to Megan Taylor.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Welcome back. Now it's now time to shine the spotlight on the Division II. On Tuesday, we revealed the 48 student athletes that were named to the D2 All-American teams. And now that we take that long list, and we're going to reveal to you the individual positional players of the year. So here we go. Now for the goalie position, the honor goes to Lemoyne goalie Hannah George. The three-time All-American led the Dolphins to a 20-2 record and the top seed in the East region of the NCAA tournament. She led the nation in goals against average at 5.98 and was third in Division II with 535 save percentage. She also scooped up a career-high 32 ground balls this season. And for our attacker of the year, that honor goes to Adelphi's leader in goals and second in points, Cole Pollock. The junior helped lead her team to the national championship, scoring 18 goals in 4 games, including a double overtime winner against Lemoyne to send the Panthers to the Final Four. Cole was also named the NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player. Let's now get to the division's midfielder of the year, and it goes to a player that led her team in almost every category. Mercy's senior Hunter Isnardi. She led the team in 5 different categories and was also on the Tewaaraton watch list. In 2019, Isnardi scored 99 goals and added 198 draw controls and 65 ground balls. She is the NCAA Division II all-time leader in goals with 310. She's the only player to ever reach the 300-goal milestone. Up next is Samantha Kesey. Kesey is the Defender of the Year after her amazing 2019 season. The senior helped guide the Mocs defense that limited opponents to a stunning 8.25 goals per game. The Defender totaled 110 draw controls, caused 48 turnovers, picked up 39 ground balls, and recorded 6 points to round out her collegiate career. So now that you know our 4 positional players of the year, the time has come to announce another player of the year. And as you just heard, the division had some incredibly talented players, but there is one special player that stood out from the rest to receive this big honor, and that is Cole Pollock. The NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player finished 8th in the NCAA Division II and 2nd in the league with total goals of 81, en route to exceeding 200 goals in her career. The 2-time Northeast 10 All-Conference First Team honoree also landed on the NCAA All-Tournament team after helping lead her team to a 19-3 overall record and their 2nd NCAA championship title in her career. For more, take a listen to my interview from earlier this week with the Player of the Year. And now we have the Division II Player of the Year joining us, Cole Pollock. Cole, first I have to ask you, what was just the overall feeling when you found out that you're the Division II Player of the Year?
I was just so taken back. I don't know. It's such an awesome feeling. It's not something I could have done on my own. Obviously, I have coaches that push me every single day. They put their time and effort into making me the best player I could possibly be. And, the girls that I play with, everybody pushes each other, and it's hard to not want to do it for them, do everything that I can do and give everything that I got every single day for them, my coaches, my family, everything. So it's really just all coming together perfectly. It's awesome. It's so surreal.
Did you ever think that in your junior year you would be even in contention for this huge coveted award?
No, definitely not. Going into even playing lacrosse in college, I never would have thought that I'd have the success that I have had. And it's just so humbling, and I'm just so honored to have done, so well with my team and myself, and it's really awesome.
And when you talk about the success you've had this year, all tournament team, you won the Division II championship where you got the most outstanding player. What was the key for you this year?
Um, well, towards the end of the season when we started getting into playoffs, there was a time where we didn't even know if we were going to make it to the NCAA tournament. So once that happened, it was kind of just once we did find out that we were in, it was give everything you absolutely have. There's no stopping us. We didn't do what we knew that we could. So every single day we went out and we just let it rip, and we had nothing to lose. And yeah, it's just I really wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates. Yeah, everybody really tried implementing that senior mentality within everyone from freshmen to the seniors. The seniors did a really good job of doing that, and that's all I wanted to do it for. The girls standing right beside me.
And I have to ask you, you had 19 points in the 4 games that you played in the NCAA tournament. It seemed like just something just lit right under you. I mean, what was the biggest difference maker, especially after you guys lost in the first round of conference play?
Um, it's really hard to keep the same mentality throughout every single game that, you have to get every ground ball, get every shot, you can never take a possession for granted. And that just kind of clicked for me once the playoffs started and I realized that I needed to do everything I needed to give everything I had. So every single time I had the ball, I tried not necessarily to do too much, but do my job and do what I needed to do to be successful with every single possession that we had.
And your coach, even after you guys won the championship game, said about you that you've been doing this for a while now. You've always had great numbers, and this is just your junior year. So during this off season, what are some more goals that you're setting for your senior year?
Just, I guess, to do more, the same or more. I'm not really sure. Even this year going into it, I didn't think that I'd be able to top what I did last year. I did pretty well stats wise, and this year it was kind of hard for me in the beginning to keep that mentality of that I needed to do more, but eventually it clicked for me. And yeah, I didn't, obviously I didn't do as much stats wise with goals, but that's not necessarily something that I like to look towards when I'm playing. But I think overall I did more on with other aspects in my game that really um, helped.
I mean, you just added another trophy hardware to your probably already impressive mantle. So I think that kind of told you enough about your play.
Yeah, 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 it's awesome.
And of course, I have to ask you, if you could just put into words, one word about what this year has meant to you, what would that be?
Everything. There's no shot that I could ever look back at this year without just such like fondness with everybody that's been around me, all the success that we had, the reasons why we were able to be so successful. Everybody was so driven, and it's just it's something to look back on that's really truly incredible. So it really is everything to me.
Well, Cole, huge congratulations. You are the Division II Player of the Year. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And once again, here's a look at her resume for this 2019 season. She got Most Outstanding Player. She was also named to the NCAA All-Tournament team, and she led her team with 94 points with 81 goals and 14 assists. And she scored 85 goals during her 2018 year, and she's got another year next year. So I can't wait to see what her number looks like for 2020. Now here's what Alicia Grofson had to say about the attacker.
I think there's something to be said to be a junior and to be the player of the year for Division II. She really has been an impactful player for Adelphi. She's helped them to their second national championships in national championship in their last 3 years that she's been there. She's had 18 goals in the final 4 games of her season with the NCAA tournament, and really the the one that solidified, I think probably her player of the year status was the one in overtime against Lemoyne. And she's just a really fun player to watch. She has good body size. She moves extremely well off the ball. And I think for her, she's able to finish off cuts and she's able to create on her own. So she's a dual threat and really hard to stop for a lot of teams.
You look at some of the stats and she came out in that championship game scoring the first 2 goals. And I think that says a lot about her as a player and the impact she makes for that team, and that, she was going to put this team on her back and carry them if she had to, just to give them a little spark, especially at the beginning.
Absolutely. I think leaders rise to the top and rise to the occasion. And I know that this team looks to her to set the tone and to make an impact in games, whether it's, again, taking the pressure from defenses and creating opportunities for other teammates, or if it's just finishing. And really, to go out and score the first 2 goals in the NCAA finals was her putting her exclamation point on that game and saying, this is our day. This is going to be our championship, and we're going to walk away with that trophy.
How does she follow this up next year? I mean, what do you do next, right?
It's a tough act to follow, but I have every belief that she will be ready for it and will really take this opportunity by, the bull by the horns and go and do everything that she can to help Adelphi get back to that national championship game and win again. And then if she does that, then she has a pretty darn good shot of getting back there and becoming the IW Player of the Year again.
Yeah, and you're just thinking real quick just about sort of Adelphi and the pressure that comes with sort of being there and that program and their history. I'm sure that's something else that's on the back of her mind and those athletes when they walk in as well, right?
Yeah, that's a big reason why they go there. It's exciting to be a part of it. The tradition that's at Adelphi in championships and in winning is amazing. And I think, Pat's done an excellent job of continuing the culture that others have started and really, to win 2 out of the last 3. They've got a little roll going. So we'll see what they're able to do. The culture of winning is there and those players go there to win. So, I know she's going to be ready to come back and do it all over again.
Alicia, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Well, we're coming to an end of our IWLCA Player of the Year special, but we still have one division left to cover, and it's time to reveal the Division III Positional Players of the Year first. Let's talk about the goalie who takes the cake. It's Mary Washington's Hannah Ashby. The senior became the first goalie in Eagles history to earn first-team All-American honors, and now she can add Goalkeeper of the Year to her resume. Ashby was a brick wall in cage, leading the Capital Athletic Conference with a 53.6 save percentage. With her as the backbone of the team, Mary Washington made its 4th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance and achieved its highest ranking in school history, ranked number 2 the first week of March. And on the opposite end of the field, you got Dakota Adamek from Tufts. She earns the Attacker of the Year. The 2-time first-team All-American dominated all over the field for the Jumbos, tallying 43 goals, 47 draw controls, and 7 caused turnovers. Adamek scored 8 goals against Wesleyan in mid-April to tie the school record while leading her team to Tufts' first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament semifinals. With all these achievements, she also won the NESCAC Player of the Year. And for Midfielder of the Year, there's Courtney Patterson. She earns the accolade. The Gettysburg senior was a force inside the draw circle, snagging 100 draw controls. That was good for 3rd best in a single season in program history. Patterson also put up a career best 50 points on the offensive end of the field, while picking up 34 ground balls on the defensive end. Thus, it comes as no surprise that she earned this recognition on the top of the Centennial Conference Midfielder of the Year as well. And finally, the Division III Defender of the Year is York's Nicole Cloutier. The 2-time Capital Athletic Conference Player of the Year finished her senior campaign, leaving quite the footprint on the Spartans program. Cloutier set a school record in draw controls with 116, adding to her 55 ground balls and 28 caused turnovers. She became the first player in York history to play and start in every game of her college career while also becoming the first Spartan to earn 3 first-team All-American honors. So congratulations to all these women, but only one Division III player can wear the crown for Player of the Year. And this year, the IWLCA selected a key player on a team that had an unprecedented season in 2019, and that is Dakota Adamak. The NASCAC Player of the Year and the 2-time first-team selection was impressive all year. The senior stat sheet was long. She had 43 goals, 7 assists for a total of 50 points. So now it is time to hear from the Player of the Year herself. Check out my interview with Dakota. And now we have the Division III Player of the Year, Dakota Adamak, joining me. And Dakota, congratulations. What is your overall feeling? What are your emotions like finding out that you are the Division III Player of the Year?
That's huge. I didn't even know about that part of it. Quite honestly, I got the email on Tuesday from one of the communications guys at my school, Mr. Sweeney, and I was running around my house telling my family all about it. Quite honestly, trying to keep quiet about it, but like still, it's still hitting me, and I'm still like really nervous talking about it because I know it's such a huge honor, and I know that so few people get it, especially at my school.
What does this mean for you, especially, wrapping up your whole entire career at Tufts to be named the Division III Player of the Year?
It's just like an icing on the cake almost, because like I've had a very, very fun season.
Mm-hmm.
Even putting all the accolades aside, like this year the team was like super fun. I loved everyone on it, and then being able to be a part of the team that was, or at least being a part of the team for our program that first made it to the our first appearance in the Final Four was huge. And me, I know all the other seniors have been wanting to do that since our freshman year. So having this accolade just it really like tops it off. But it definitely comes from a lot of the attention came from just my team being really good too. So.
And of course, if you look at your stats and your just overall career at Tufts, you have put up some amazing numbers. What was the biggest difference about this year, your senior year, and how did your role change?
This year, I had to really focus on being more, I should say I feel like I am a team player, but coming off of a really good junior year as well, I knew that I had a big target on my back with all the other accolades and stuff. So I worked with Coach and have been really trying to be really mindful of just really putting my teammates first on the field and playing to the best of my ability and kind of just forgetting all about, about what it could be, what I possibly could get. Like all these awards just, are kind of, like I said, like the icing on the cake. Like I didn't really need to worry about it. I just wanted to go out there and play fun or play for the fun of the game. Like just playing fast and loose. Like I missed it already, quite honestly, even though, I've been retired for 5 days now and I'm missing it already. But it's just it was different just because now I'm a senior and there was like a lot of leadership that also was involved, just being the, one of the top dogs on the team and stuff. And it was just more of creating leadership, not only in myself, but in others, and especially the underclassmen, because a team success does not only come from the upperclassmen, but the underclassmen as well. So.
And talking about being a big target on your back, I mean, what did it feel like people saying in huddles saying, don't let 27 get the ball again?
Quite honestly, I did hear that in a couple of the games when I had to pick up my stick after I scored, but like I never said it out loud, but in the back of my head I'm like, yeah, you keep saying that. Like, as humble as I could put that, but it was kind of like a fire under my butt, but at the same time, sorry, I don't know if the connection's really bad, but it was definitely, it was fun. It was like kind of like, like a little chirp to me. And it just, I don't know, it was fun. I love that kind of stuff personally.
And you said earlier that, this type of accolade, a lot of people at Tufts haven't gotten it. So what is your message to players that are still there and future players that you want to tell them about this lacrosse program?
About Tufts overall, that, I mean, coming from the NESCAC and being, you know, a D3 powerhouse overall, that the Tufts women's lacrosse is here to stay. You know, this isn't a Cinderella story kind of a thing. Like, we put in a lot of hard work in the off season to be able to have created a culture that is sustainable, and I'm completely confident in the team with the coming years that we're just going to be an absolute force in D3, not just in SCAC. And I'm gonna, as an alum now, I'm gonna be enjoying watching those games and seeing those girls really truly develop into the people that they are, but that also having total confidence in that program.
Well, Dakota, we want to say big congratulations to you. You are the Division III Player of the Year. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much.
And once again, here is her amazing year that Dakota has had. So she is a two-time first-team All-American, the NESCAC Player of the Year, and this season she was third on the team with 50 points. Now, as a career, as a total for Tufts, she has 141 goals, 36 assists, and 167 draw controls. Earlier this week, I asked Amy Patton her reaction to Dakota being named Player of the Year. Take a listen.
Well, I want to congratulate her. You know, she is so deserving of that honor. You know, looking at what she did this year and over her 4-year career, she's a phenomenal player. She can catch and shoot. She can top dodge to goal. She's very creative and smart in her play. I think she's incredibly gritty on the field, you know, in her redefend, and she got it done for them on the draw too. You know, she's a draw specialist and involved up on the draw team. So she, you know, she's a very dynamic player. And I think even her contribution, what she's done for Tufts lacrosse in, you know, making them a national powerhouse right now. So, you know, good for her. I think it's awesome that she's gotten that award. And, you know, I think Courtney would probably say she's one of the best athletes that she has coached.
And just like that, our IWLCA All-American Special is over. To the 12 players that were just named, congratulations. And congratulations to all the players that were named All-Americans throughout this week. I'm Megan Triplett. Thanks for watching.